Good morning, everyone. I hope that you all had a fantastic weekend. We've got about 30 seconds before we go live. I just want to give the latecomers a hook themselves up. If your weekend was anything like mine, you need to move a little bit. You can only sit so much and watch so much Netflix before your ass starts getting really, really lame. So I thought what I'd like to do with this morning's class is I'd like to focus on a lot of dynamic movement, going to make it fun, spontaneous. I want you to cut loose. If this is your first time in my class, don't stress about the movement. I just want you to really have fun with the movement, play with it. Don't overthink the poses too much. Just follow along and have fun. We're going to have a lot of radiating stretches, a lot of deep breathing as we play with the poses. We're going to start standing. We're going to put a little vinyasa together, play with it. We'll run through it about 3 times. Then when we come to the primaries, we're going to alternate between the left and the right side of the body and then bring it to an amazing little stretch series at the end of the class. All right, so if you're ready to play, take off your top. We're going to start heating it up in a minute. Make sure that you've got at least a block and a strap or maybe a hand towel. If you don't have a strap, you might need it towards the end of today's class. All right, come to standing in the middle of your mat. And before we get started with today's set, I just wanted to say, please grab your cell phones if you have them. Do a little freeze frame somewhere during the class. Take a snapshot of yourself, maybe selfie yourself, or maybe of your exercise environment. Or knees, palms up, roll up, hands come into your lower back, take a gentle back bend. You're going to do that twice more. As you come down, gently fold down, peel up, bring both hands into your lower back, take a back bend. Exhale sides, you come down. Peel back up along the midline of the body and heel toe in for me, connecting your big toes and your ankles. Float your hands into Jupiter Mudra by interlacing your fingers, bringing your index fingers together and crossing the thumbs. Take a big breath in and float your hands overhead. I've got a limited field of view. You're going to come over the center. As you complete the last one and come back towards the center line, you're going to morph your hands into prayer and you're going to give me a baby tree. You're going to mirror image me, so you're going to bend out your left leg. Toe connected to the floor on this one. We're going to keep it small. Keep your hands in prayer and begin with the fingers sandwiched against each other. As you come overhead, you're going to open up your fingers like a little sundial. Take a big breath in. Float your hands overhead. Fingers are sandwiched against each other. As you come overhead, soften through the collarbone and keep lengthening through the fingertips. Then radiate those fingers out. Create space between the fingers. Swim the arms around. Scoop. Come back towards the center line of the body and set yourself up for a baby tree on side 2. Big breath in. Swim your hands overhead. Keep your eye on a focal point or a drishti on the wall just in front of you. Keep lengthening through your fingertips, but soften through the collarbone. As tabletop line, don't drop your head lower than your head rather lower than your arms, and keep lengthening through the fingertips. Gently rock the body weight back and forth between the balls and the heels of your feet. And then come to stillness somewhere between the two so that you can feel you've got your big toe, baby toe, and the heel connected. Your inner thighs are committed and your lower abs are pulling up towards your belly button line. Peel back up along the midline of the body and give me a warrior 2 line on your left side. So you mirror imaging me. Lengthen through those fingertips. Give me a nice 90-degree bend on that lead leg and check that you're not dropping the back arm. Lengthen through the fingertips and keep your gaze steady over your front forefinger. Let's reverse the warrior. Invert your front hand. Drop your back hand to your back leg and give me a soft wrap around, giving me a soft bend to that lead elbow and gently looking up to the palm of your hand that's overhead. That's your drishti, your focal point. Bring it back down. Find your original warrior 2 line and then rotate your palms to face me. Focus on your back leg. Pivot on your back leg, tuck the toes under. Pivot away from me and give me a little rotation through the trunk. Inhale and come back towards the center line of the body. Come back to prasarana or your wide-legged standing straddle. Find your sense of balance on the mat. Peel up along the midline of the body and find your warrior 2 line on the second side. Watch that knee is not collapsing your line on the mat. Rotate your palm towards me. Pivot on that back foot. Rotate through the trunk. Come back towards the midline of the body, finding your original warrior 2 line. Find your wide-legged standing straddle. Come down in table. Check that the weight bearing is equal on the balls and the heels of your feet. We're going to play it up. Interlace the hands behind your back. Make a little fist. Squeeze the two shoulder blades as close together as you can and come up along the midline of the body, finding your warrior two leg line. Drop those fisted hands behind your back. If making a fist behind your back is not happening for you, just keep the hands floating behind your back, palms looking in. Take a little bow. Drop your head to the inside of the lead leg and find humble warrior. Keep your belly button firmly pulled in. Keep the hands interlaced behind your back as you peel up along the midline of the body. Find prasarita, your wide-legged standing straddle, feet in parallel. Come down and drop through the tabletop line, trying to have your head looking down towards the floor and giving me a nice little mini inversion. Peel up along the midline of the body. Keep those hands interlaced behind your back and find your warrior two leg line. Drop that fist down between your bum cheeks. Float the two shoulder blades together and expand laterally through the chest. Take a little bow on the exhale. Find your humble warrior. Keep your belly button firmly pulled in and the weight bearing equal on both two legs. Peel up along the midline of the body. As you come up, uninterlace the hands behind your back and heel toe in. Come back to your start line with your feet stacking underneath your hips. Drop the arms at your sides and rock your body weight gently back and forth. As you rock back and forth, zipper up from the ankles all the way through the inner thighs. Pull up from the pubic bone towards your waistline. Come to stillness in a soft mountain, Tadasana. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, flop forward. Roll back up, hands come into your lower back, take a gentle back bend. Exhale as you come down. Inhale to peel back up. Exhale as you come down. As you peel up, I want you to heel toe your feet in, connect your big toes and your ankles, find Jupiter Mudra, take a big breath in, float your hands overhead, soft through the collarbones. Exhale and take a nice little stretch to the side. Inhale, come back. Exhale, take it over. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, take it over. Inhale, come back. Exhale. Let's do one more to each side. Exhale as you come over. Really stretch through the trunk. Think length. Come back towards the midline of the body. Float your hands down and find a soft prayer with the fingertips flush against each other. Give me a baby tree line. Keep that big toe connected to the mat. Big breath in as you float your hands overhead. Fingertips starts together. And then as you come overhead, radiate the fingers out like a little sundial. And then scoop or swim the arms overhead. Find your way back towards the midline of the body and assume your tree on side two. Big breath in. Lengthen through those fingertips. Open the spaces between the fingers before you scoop, finding your way back towards the midline of the body. Take a little jump or heel toe out, finding prasarita. Float your hands into a T-shape. Come down into table. Stop when you're nice and parallel to the floor. Rock your body weight back and forth. Feel those inner thighs working. Feel the back chain of your legs engage. Find your midway point. Peel back up along the midline of the body and assume your warrior two, leading with the left leg. Front hand. Give me a little wrap around as you find Parivrtta Virabhadrasana 2, reverse warrior 2. Inhale, float back to your original warrior line. Rotate your palms towards me. Focus on your back foot. Pivot. Give me a little rotation through the trunk as you face away from me. Extend through those fingertips. Inhale, come back towards the midline of the body. Find your warrior two line. Transition. Find prasarita and come down in table. Weight bearing equal, inner thighs engaged, lower abs engaged, back chain of the legs engaged. Inhale, bring it back up. Find your warrior two on the right. Lengthen through your fingertips. Open up through the groin, so don't collapse that lead knee in. Reverse your front warrior. Give me a soft wrap around. Bend that elbow. Look up towards that palm. Inhale, float back to your original warrior two line. Rotate your palms towards me. Focus on your back foot. Tuck under, pivot away from me. Give me a beautiful rotation through the trunk. Keep your belly button firmly pulled in. Come back towards the midline of the body. Find your warrior two shape. Transition to prasarita. Interlace the hands behind your back. Make a little fist. Drop the fist down between your bum cheeks as you come down through the center line. Open up the legs a little bit wider if you can, and see how low to the floor you can drop the crown of your head. If you're really low to the floor, the crown of your head might touch the floor, but don't lean into the head. Use your inner thighs and your lower abs to hold your body weight. Hands interlaced and come up along the midline of the body. Find your warrior two line on the left. Drop those fisted hands down between your bum cheek. Give me a crescent shape through your back and expand through the chest, or modify by just floating the arms behind you. Give me a little bow. Find your humble warrior. Don't lean everything into the lead leg, so keep pushing back into the back heel so that your body weight distribution is equal. Come up along the midline of the body. Find prasarita. Exhale as you come down through the tabletop line. Folding forward and giving me a nice little rush of blood to your head. Inhale, peel back up along the midline of the body. Find your warrior two on the second side. Drop those fisted hands down between your bum cheeks. Open up through your throat center by gently dropping your crown back and looking up towards the ceiling if you can. Take a little bow. Find your humble warrior. Peel back up along the midline of the body. Find prasarita. Heel toe in and give me a little shrug and a release through your shoulders, working the rotation in both directions. Find samasthiti and gently rock back and forth between the balls and the heels. Find that inner thigh connection. Find that pull-up from your pubic bone all the way towards your breastline. Come to stillness. Big breath in. Exhale. Give me Chandra Uttanasana as you come down. Big breath in. Give me a full standing back bend. A nice Anahatasana, opening up through the chest. Rinse and repeat. Last time. As you peel up along the midline of the body this time and take your last back bend, you're going to heel toe in. Find Jupiter Mudra. Take a big breath in and float your hands overhead. Exhale and sigh as you come over in a little Palmirasana, swaying like a little palm tree, side to side. Exhale as you come over the center line. Keep rooting through your feet. Use your inner thighs. Use that strong pull-up from your pelvic floor towards your belly button. Come back down along the center line, morph your hands into prayer, and find your baby tree. Big breath in, fingertips begin flush against each other. As you find your overhead position and you find your sense of balance, radiate those fingers out, so give me space between the digits. When you're ready, scoop or swim your arms around the body. Come back towards the center line and find your baby tree, Vriksasana, on side 2. Big breath in. Float your hands overhead. Keep lengthening through the fingertips, but soften through the collarbones. Radiate your fingers out. Swim the arms, scoop. As you come towards the center line of the body, give me a big jump or heel toe out. Finding your parallel foot line. Arms are parallel to the floor. Come down in T and stop in table. Gently rock the body weight back and forth. Feel that connection to your inner thighs and the back chain of your legs. Find a midway point, hold it. Keep your belly button firmly pulled in. Peel up along the midline of the body and assume your warrior 2 line, leading with your left leg, mirror imaging me. Keep lengthening through the arms and your crown. Feet are equally weighted. Reverse your warrior. Find your wraparound. Look up towards that palm. That's your focal point. Think of that crescent shape through the spine. Keep your belly button firmly pulled in. Float back down to your original warrior 2 shape. Rotate your palms towards me. Focus on your back leg. Tuck the toes under. Begin rotating through the torso, facing away from me as you find your little twist through the trunk. Come back towards the midline of the body. Find warrior 2. Morph into your table, prasarita, and come down. Lengthen through the inner thigh. See if you can open up those legs a little bit wider. Come up along the midline of the body. Find your warrior 2 line on side 2. Lengthen through your fingertips. Your gaze is steady over your front forefinger. Invert that front palm. Drop your back hand to your back leg. Wrap around and look up towards that palm. Zipper up all the way from your pubic bone towards your breastline. Come back towards the midline of the body. Find your warrior 2. Rotate your palms towards me. Focus on that back foot. Tuck it under. Rotate away. Come back towards the center line of the body. Find your warrior two and transition into prasarita. Float the hands behind your back. Keep it loose or find your interlace. Squeeze the two shoulders together. Drop the fist down between your bum cheeks and come down through the tabletop line, dropping closer to the floor. Open up your legs a little bit wider if you can. Use your inner thighs and your lower abs to pull up. Keep the arms where they are. Find your warrior two leg lock. Drop that fisted or those fisted hands between your bum cheek and really open up through the chest. Look up towards the ceiling. Open up through your Vishuddhi chakra, your throat center. Exhale as you come down and give me a little bow in humble warrior. Inhale, peel back up along the midline of the body. Transition through your legs. Find prasarita. Exhale as you come down. Try and drop. Mini facelift, no Botox required. Feel that beautiful rush of blood evening out all those wrinkles. Inhale, come back up along the midline of the body. Keep the interlace. Find your warrior two leg line. Drop those fisted hands down between your bum cheek and open up to your chest. Find your arching warrior. Exhale, take a bow in humble warrior. Peel back up along the midline of the body. Uninterlace the hands behind your back and heel toe in. This time, as you heel toe in, I want you to change the orientation on your mat. Pivot, facing the parallel section of your mat. You're going to give me a big breath in, float your hands overhead, palms looking up. On the exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees if you need to, and hold a soft forward fold. Either hands connected to the mat, or hang from the waist, or maybe use your block in any dimension, placing it on the floor in front of you, leaning into the block and taking a little forward fold. Play where you're comfortable. Hold, feel that stretch on the back chain of the legs. We're going to step it back from here into a down dog. Either just giving me a soft knee and hopping back into your down dog frame, or just stepping back one leg at a time. Settle into your down dog. Check that your hands are more or less shoulder width apart, feet more or less hip width distance apart. Push into the whole hand, so give me weight into the pinky, forefinger, thumb, as well as the palm of your hand, and then try to sink the heels of your feet to the floor. Let's begin playing on the left side of the body with a three-legged dog. Give me a soft knee on the left and kick up the left leg behind you. Try not to pop and rotate through the hips. Keep your hips and your pelvis nice and stable to the floor, and your weight distribution equal on the three sets of limbs connected to the floor. We're going to swing it through into a low lunge, a modified Anyanyasana. So bend that back leg, swing it through. If the leg gets stuck on the mat, corral it, bring it forward. Line up your knee and your ankle, drop the back knee, relax the back foot. Check that you don't have knee over toe, so wiggle the foot forward, line up your joints. Drop the hands to the floor and relax that back knee. Make sure that you've got enough padding behind that back knee. Float your body weight up, relax the shoulders away from your ears, bend the elbows, stacking one palm on top of the other, and just soften through the collarbones. I want you to zipper up on both inner thighs, pull up strongly from your pelvic floor, so all your body weight is being held above your knee line and below your waist. From here, we're going to morph into a little modified half camel. I'm going to be facing away from you when I do so. Drop both hands either side of the lead leg. Focus on your back leg. Tuck your back toe under and rotate the leg in, trying to line up your foot behind your knee. Peel up along the midline of the body. Place your right hand into your lower back and the left hand, not on top of the thigh, just on the inside of the left knee. Push against the knee to open up through the groin as you take a gentle back bend. So you're using your right hand in the lower back to support your back bend. You're trying to drop your crown back and open up through the throat if you can, or keep your chin line parallel to the floor if you've got any neck issues. Ardha Ustrasana, half camel. Float your hands softly down alongside the body. Bring your back leg back into position one, so you're back onto the parallel section of your mat. Walk your body weight back till your right hip stacks over the knee. Disconnect your left toes from the mat and bring your chin over the tip of your toes. Think of your toes as being a bedpost and your chin line as being the fitted sheet, and you're trying to wrap that fitted sheet. Try not to round up the back, so try to give me length through the spine. Hold your little half monkey guard, Ardha Hanumanasana. From here, we're going to find a gentle cat-cow, Chakrabakasana. Bring your left hand to the inside of the left leg and swing the left leg back. Find a 4-point kneeling position on the mat. Check that you're not leaning forward. So you've got your hips stacked over your knees and your arms stacked underneath your shoulders. On the exhale, round out in cat, dropping your chin to your chest. On the inhale, come through neutral spine, changing the shape, coming into cow, giving me a concave shape. You're going to rinse and repeat. Exhaling to round out. Inhaling to change the position of the spine. If your practice is relatively new, just stay here, keeping the play gentle. If your practice is more advanced, focus on the cat. As you round up, pull up your pelvic floor, squeeze in the diaphragm, apply the chin lock, effectively trapping the air in your torso. When you're ready, release the chin lock, then the diaphragm lock, then the pelvic floor lock, and open up for a new breath. So as you exhale, pull up the pelvic floor, drop the diaphragm in, apply the chin lock, effectively trapping the air in your torso. Think of the air moving in a little cyclical pattern, and you're trying to draw all the nutrition you can out of that breath before you release and take a new breath in. Give me at least 2 more cycles here in your own time. Inhale, take a beautiful breath. Give me a nice little ujjayi exhalation as you round out. Find your way back into your tabletop line on the mat. We're going to come into a little diagonal stretch. Let's extend the left leg and the right arm. Try not to kick up too high. So try to keep the arm, the neck, the back, and the leg in a nice lengthened line. Stay here, having your weight distribution equal on the palm and the knee connected to the mat. Your gaze is down just to the side of that thumb. To play, bend the back leg. See if you can reach opposite hand to foot and come into a little tiger hand. Push that foot into the palm of your hand, giving me a slight crescent shape in the back. Your chin line is either parallel to the floor or open up if you can, and stretch that little turkey waddle as you look up towards the ceiling. Come back to your tabletop position on the mat. Tuck your toes under and find your way to down dog. Use the down dog as recovery. So push into both hands, push into both feet. Work the front and the back chain of your body. Let's find a 3-legged dog on the left and let's arch it. Bend the left leg, kick up that left leg behind you. So find your 3-legged dog. Bend the left knee, point the toes softly up towards the ceiling. Open up the knee on the left and drop the foot to the right, looking over the right shoulder as if you were looking for that foot, and hold your arching dog. Zipper up all the way on the inside of the left ankle bone, the right ankle bone, all the way towards your waistline to protect your lower back. We're going to come to a low lunge from here. We're going to work it dynamically. So swing that leg through. If the leg gets stuck, grab it, bring it forward. Line up your knee and your ankle. Try to drop both hands to the floor. Flat hands if you can, or give me fingertips. You're going to sway back and forth on that back foot. So you're playing with the weight placement in your back toe and heel. Keep gently flowing back and forth. Uttita Ashwa Sanshalasana. Keep your gaze down on the mat. Exhale every time you pull into the heel. Inhale as you come onto the toes. You're going to give me 2 more flows like this. Then we're going to come into Prasarita. And you're going to be facing towards me. I'm going to have my back to you as we play on side 1. Bring both hands to the inside of the left leg and walk around, facing towards me in a wide-legged standing straddle, Prasarita. Either both hands on the floor, stacking underneath your shoulders. Check your weight placement on your big toe, baby toe, and heel. If you've got that strong inner thigh connection and your lower abs are engaged, float the arms behind you. Keep it loose, or give me that interlace. Make a fist. Squeeze the 2 shoulder blades together and see if you can drop the crown of your head down towards the floor. If coming into the bind is not for you, keep both hands on the floor or just float the hands gently behind you in a little aeroplane line. Play where you're comfortable. Make sure that your inner thighs are committed and make sure that you're firmly grounded through the feet with your weight placement equal. We're coming up and we're going to find a little balance. Uninterlace the hands and place your fingertips on the mat. Walk your body weight back round to your original side. Step up the back leg slightly so that the foot is at 45. Straighten up both knees and windmill your body weight up, finding a soft parallel line to the floor. Play up a little triangle from here. Pretend somebody's pulling your front hand forward. As you hinge forward, I want you to place your left palm on the left shin. So not on the inside of the leg, softly connect to the shin, but don't lean into the shin. Focus on the top arm. Somebody's pulling that arm up towards the ceiling. You're like a marionette. I want you to lengthen through that top arm and the crown of your head. There's a gentle connect with the left palm and shin, but there's no leaning. We're going to find our way to half moon from here, Ardha Chandrasana. Bend the lead leg. Launch off your back foot, place your fingertips on the mat or reach for the block if you need it and use the block. Connect your fingertips to the mat and try to give me a long T shape through your arms. Rotate through the top hip and try to stack your right hip on the left. Stay here thinking length or play in sugarcane. By bending that floating back leg, don't look for the leg. Run your hand down the entire chain of the leg and reach for the bridge of your foot. Squeeze the foot into your bum and then make that right knee heavy down towards the floor and enjoy that nice stretch into your quad and your hip flexor. If this is too much, stay in half moon. Find your way back to half moon, bend the lead leg and take a big step back. Coming up into that warrior two line that we played with earlier on. You've got your left leg in front and you're lengthening through your fingertips. Rotate your palms towards me, pivot on the back toe, rotate away from me as you give me a nice beautiful rotation through the trunk. Inhale to come back towards the midline of the body. Find your warrior two line, lengthen, drop the arms down and morph into a warrior one line. Tuck your back toes under and drop down as close to the floor as you can as you float your hands overhead. Don't lean aggressively forward, so keep giving me weight into the back here. Take your modified warrior one as low to the floor as you can. Virabhadrasana 1. We're going to step up and come into a forward fold. So drop the arms softly at your side, launch up, connect your hands to the floor if you need to. Step up, give me a soft little forward fold, bend the knees if you need to, and try to tuck the palms of your hands underneath your feet. Gently rock your body weight back and forth. For a little challenge, you can close the eyes and see if it becomes more challenging as you rock back and forth. Make sure when you're rocking that every time you bring the weight bearing onto the forefront of your foot, that you zip it up on the inner thighs and that you're pulling up strongly from the pelvic floor so that you don't face plant into the mat. Right, let's use that little sequence on the right. So uncouple your hands from the floor, come out of your Padahastasana, soften through the knees, take a little bunny hop back and find your way into your down dog or just walk the legs back one at a time. Settle into your down dog, use it as recovery, push into your hands and your feet, find Adho Mukha Svanasana down dog. Let's play on the right. Bend the right knee and kick up the right leg behind you, finding your three-legged dog. Tripada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Keep sending energy out through the heels of both feet. Root. We're going to find our modified crescent lunge. Bend that right knee, swing it through, step into the inside of the right hand. Relax your back knee, relax your back foot. Watch that front foot, so wiggle forward if you need to. Find your alignment. Peel up along the midline of the body. Drop your fingertips and your collarbones down towards the floor. Bend the elbows, find your step. Beautifully light from the belly button up. Your inner thighs and your lower abs doing all the holding. Let's find our half camel line. Drop your fingertips softly at your side and focus on the back leg. Tuck your toes under behind the knee. Place the right hand on the inside of the right knee and the left fingertips in your lower back as you come into position. Either keeping your chin line parallel to the floor or opening up your throat center. Play where you're comfortable. Keep pushing the inside of the right knee, trying to open up through the groin area. Make sure you've got your lower back supported on the left. We're going to come into that little hamstring stretch. Ardha Hanumanasana. Drop your fingertips softly down and come back to your parallel line on the mat. Keep your back toes tucked under. Walk your body weight back till your back hip stacks over the knee. Disconnect your front toes from the mat and bring your chin over the top of your toe. If you're struggling to find your position, soften your back. Give me almost a rounded shape. Then uncurl your head like a fern frond and bring your chin over your toe. You're going to feel an intense stretch up the lead leg and from the lower back flaring up towards the shoulders. Keep your belly button firmly pulled in. Let's find cat-cow, Chakrabakasana. Bring your right hand to the inside of the right leg and swing the right leg back. Check your position on the mat. Find your 4-point kneeling frame. Exhale to round out. Inhale to come through neutral spine, bringing it into cow. If you're more advanced, as you round out, pull up the pelvic floor, squeeze on the diaphragm, apply the chin lock, effectively trapping that air. When you're ready, release the chin lock, then the diaphragm lock, then the pelvic floor lock. Rinse and repeat. So if you're playing with your locks, you're applying the Mula Bandha, the Uddiyana Bandha, and the Jalandhara Bandha. If you are pregnant, I would advise just keeping the movement really gentle and not holding or retaining the breath. Rather just play with the gentle flow. Close your eyes, take your focus in and really focus on your breath as you play. Come back to a neutral tabletop line on your mat. Let's stretch on the diagonal. We're going to do right leg, left arm. Don't pop up and kick up too high. So think of that length through the arm, spine, leg. Keep your gaze down on the mat just to the side of that right thumb. Stay here, keep playing with the extension, or find tiger by bending the back leg or reaching for the bridge of your foot. Think of weighting the foot into your hand, almost kicking against the hand and giving you a little bit of resistance as you open up into the arch. Keep your chin line neutral or open up through your throat center by dropping your crown back. Find your way back to the mat. Tuck your toes under and assume a down dog. Use it as recovery. Push into the hands, push into the feet. Let's arch the dog on the right. So bend the right knee and kick up the right leg behind you. Then bend the right knee, point the toe. Open up the knee to the right and drop the foot to the left. Peeping over the left shoulder for that foot. Zipper up all the way from the inside of your left ankle bone towards your breast line to protect your lower back. Hold that arch dog. See if you can give me a couple of more breaths here. We're going to come into that dynamic low lunge from here. So swing that right leg through. Try and keep both of your hands on the floor and start playing with the sway motion. Really try to send energy down into the mat through both of your palms so you're firmly rooted with the hands stacking underneath your shoulders or maybe just a little bit wider. Exhale as you push into the back heel. Inhale as you come forward. Playing with that movement, Uttita Ashwa Sanshalasana. You're going to give me 2 more rocks. And then you're going to find Prasarita, so you're going to be facing away from me on this one. Bring your right hand to the inside of the right leg and walk your body weight around. Finding your wide-legged standing straddle with your hands on the mat in front of you. Stay here or check your rooting through the feet. Zipper up on your inner thighs and see if you can float the hands behind you. Interlace the hands behind your back, make a little fist. Think of dropping the crown of your head down, rotating through the shoulders as if you wanted to bring your interlaced hands to the floor. If you're nice and low, you can softly connect the crown of your head to the mat, but don't lean into the head. Use your inner thighs, use your feet to ground. Peel back up along the midline of the body, find your grounding on the mat. Walk back to your original start line on the mat. And walk up the back leg. So both of your feet are looking towards the front of the mat. Find your line on the mat. Take a big breath in and open up into T. Lengthen through your arms. Focus on your front hand. Somebody's pulling the front hand away. Pop out the back hip and float forward. Find your triangle line. Don't lean into that shin. I want a soft connection and I want you to lengthen the top arm. So modify your triangle, your open triangle. Uttita Trikonasana. Keep lengthening through that top arm. Grow through the crown of your head. Find half moon. Bend the lead leg. Place your fingertips on the mat or use the block. Try to roll, stacking it on top of the right, keeping it really loose, or play in sugarcane by bending the top leg. Don't look for the leg. Run your hand down the length of your leg, reaching for the bridge of your foot. Squeeze the foot into your bum and then make that left knee heavy to the floor. Feel the stretch through the top of the left thigh and into your hip flexors on the left. Keep rooting through your right leg. You're going to find your warrior 2 line from here. So bend the lead leg, step back into your warrior 2. Lengthen through your arms. Keep your gaze steady over the front forefinger and make sure that you're not leaning aggressively into that lead leg. So your body weight is coming down evenly through the pelvis towards the floor. Rotate your palms towards me. Focus on your back foot. Tuck the toes under, pivot. Find a nice rotation through the trunk so you're looking towards me. Inhale, come back towards the midline of the body. Drop your arms down. Give me a low warrior 1. So tuck your back toe under. Open up through the pelvis. Drop closer to the floor. See if you can bring the arms in line with your ears as if you were trying to frame. Remember this frame. We're going to use it for dancer just now. Drop your fingertips to the floor. Launch up and give me a soft forward fold. Trying to bend the knees as much as you need to tuck the hands underneath your feet and gently find gorilla by rocking the body weight back and forth. Activate those nice little reflexology points in the forefront of your hand and the top section of the underside of your foot. Make sure you're using your inner thighs and your core every time you bring the weight bearing onto the balls of your feet. Parahastasana, gorilla. Give me at least 2 more tucks here. As you peel up, you're going to reach for the strap or the hand towel that I asked you to have with you. We're going to play with a little balancing series. We're going to use round 1 as the practice, and round 2, we're going to go for flow. So, start by just draping this strap or the hand towel around your head, like a little scarf, and have it at the ready. You're going to find a tree line on the leg. So you're going to mirror image me. You're going to heel toe in, connecting your big toes and your ankles. You're either going to keep your tree really small by bending the knee and keeping the big toe connected to the floor. If that feels good, scooch up a little bit higher with the whole foot below the knee line. So you're either above the knee line or below the knee, never on the knee joint. If that feels good and you want to work the full expression, grab the whole foot and tuck it to the inside of the opposite thigh. Float your hands into prayer. Remember, it's the straight leg that's pushing into the passive sole of the bent knee leg. Take a big breath in, keep your eye on a focal point on the wall in front of you, and just grow your prayer hands softly up towards the ceiling. Keep your eye on your focal point the whole time. Keep lengthening through the fingertips, but soften through your collarbones. Swim your fingers around. As you come back towards the midline of the body, reach for your strap. Feed your right foot into the strap. So the strap is more or less between the ball and the heel of your foot, and you're coming into hand to big toe A with the arms softly at your side. If you don't need the strap, you can place the strap one side, use your middle finger, your middle index finger and thumb to find a toe lock around your big toe and extend out into the A line. If you feel really unsteady, you can T-shape your supportive hand or bring it against a wall or a cupboard or corral one of your family members and use them as a prop. See if you can open up into the B line. Try to use a long line through your supported leg up through the crown of your leg to find a beautiful lengthened line through the spine. Come back towards the midline of the body. Loose the strap or the foot and try to keep the leg there by using your inner thighs, your lower abs, and pull up. Bring the leg down, give me a shake out. I'll give you a front and then a side view for dancer. Bring the right knee up to 90. Run your hand down the shin and reach for the bridge of your foot. Squeeze the two knees together, side view. As you come into position, I want you to float your left arm overhead so that it's in line with your ear, framing your left ear. Hinge forward from the waist and kick the back leg up and away from your bottom. Try not to hug the foot in or it's going to make your torso heavy and you're going to feel as if you want to face plant. So as you come forward, think of trying to kick the foot up and away from your bottom and use that leg as a counterweight to your opposite arm. Shake it out. Let's try the other side. Grab your strap if you need it. Place it around your neck. Find your position on the mat. Standing up nice and tall, heel toe in. Find your tree. Baby, medium, or go for broke. Find the position that works for you. Keep your eye trained on that focal point and float your hands to pray. Take a big breath in and float your hands softly overhead. If you catch a wobble, don't stress about it. Keep it small if your balance is off. Find what works for you. Grow your hands overhead. Swim them around. As you come back towards the midline of the body, reach for your strap. Feed it over your head and feed your left foot in. Or Gustasana lock around the big toe as you come into the A line. Uttita Hasta Padangustasana A, standing hand to big toe A. Hand is either softly at your side, or you can brace on the hips, open up into T, or use your prop. Keep lengthening through your supportive leg and your spine. See if you can open up into the B line. Try not to lean your body weight aggressively to the side, so try to keep a long line through the crown of your head to the base of your supportive foot. Come back towards the midline. Loose the strap of the foot and hold the foot as high as you can. Loose the strap, bend the knee, run your hand down the bridge of your foot. Squeeze the two knees together, side view. As you come into position, float your right arm alongside your ear. As you hinge forward, kick the back foot up and away from your bottom. Try to keep your hips as stacked to the floor as you can as you find dancer, Notaraya-san. Come back towards the midline of the body. Give me a little shake out. We're going to try that whole sequence again. Your base leg should be speaking at you. So wiggle out. Grab your strap. Feed it around your neck if you need to. This time we're going to go for flow. Try not to wobble or take a step out. Find the tree line that works for you. Big breath in. Float your hands overhead. Swim. Scoop them around. Reach for your strap. Feed it over your foot. Or find your toe lock. Come into the A line. Arm at your side. Or use a little bit of a prop if you need to. Take a big breath in. Open up the leg to the side. Play where you're comfortable. Keep it as small or as big as you want to play today. Come back towards the midline of the body. Loose the toe lock or the strap and see if you can hold that leg high. Bend the knee, run the hand down the shin and reach for the bridge of your foot. As you come into position, float your left arm alongside your ear. Hinge forward. Find dancer, kick that back foot up and away from your bottom. Come back towards the midline of the body. Give you a little shake out. Reach for your strap. Place it around your shoulders. Find your tree line on side 2. Play where you're comfortable. Find your tree. Big breath in. Float your hands overhead. When you're ready, scoop or swim. Reach for your strap. Feed your foot into the strap or find your toe lock. Come into your A line. Prop if you need to. When you're ready, see if you can open up into the B line without wobbling. Use your hand if you need to. Come back towards the midline of the body. Loose the toe in the strap. Keep that foot as high as you can. Use your lower abs. Bend the knee. Run your hand down the shin. As you come into position, squeeze the two knees together, frame your ear on the right, come down through the center line, kick that back foot up and away. Come back up along the midline of the body, give me a little shake out. We're going to come to a seated position from here. So just give me a soft little forward fold, come down onto the haunches, step back with one hand, step back with the other, and come into a nice seated frame at the front of your mat. Keep your strap at hand, just in case you need it for the next little sequence. We're going to start by finding Dandasana, staff pose. Sitting up nice and tall, feet braced against an imaginary wall. You can clip them together for me and drop the arms at your sides, giving me a nice straight line through the back. Try not to Quasimodo out, so move your bum flesh out the way, sit up nice and tall, feel both of your bum bones connected to the mat. If giving me a flat hand on the mat makes you round out your back, rather give me soft fingertips, or you can place one or two blocks on either side and lean into the block. So just play where you're comfortable. Give me that nice long line through the spine. We're going to play up a little Mariachi Asana twist from here. So soften and bend the right knee. Hug that right knee in towards your chest. Start same arm to knee and float the left arm behind your left hip. Open up and look over the back shoulder. Keep hugging that front knee with your right arm as if you wanted to amalgamate it into your chest. Let's twist in the opposite direction. Left hand hugs the right knee. Right fingertips on the floor behind you. Rotate and look over. Don't round out your back. Keep giving me a nice long line through the spine and keep rooting through your supportive foot. Come back towards the midline of the body. I'm going to give you a little play time on the next one. So find position one, hugging same hand to leg. Then extend the right fingertips out in front of you. Drop the right fingertips down to the floor with your whole arm on the inside of the right knee. Rotate and look over the back shoulder. Stay, or if you want to take it into a little pretzel play, bend the front elbow, wrap the arm around, back view. As you come around, try to have that hand looking away from your body line. See if you can reach around with the opposite hand. Bring your fingertips into a bear grip, or you can hold on to the wrist line. Wherever you play, I want you to focus for me on opening up through that back shoulder as much as you can. If coming into the bind is not for you, stay in position 2 or position 1. Just play where you're comfortable. Come back towards the midline of the body. Give me a little shake out. And then bend your right knee again, placing the sole of the foot on the inside of the left leg. Give me a fisted line. Drop your fists down either side of your hip line. Nod your chin softly down and see if you can lift your bum up off the mat. Don't lean back and look up towards the ceiling. Lean your body weight forward. Stay or zipper up on the inner thigh of the left leg and the top of your left leg thigh and your lower abs to see if you can float that whole leg up off the mat. Then push the left leg away from you and see if you can grab opposite a toe with your hand. Bring your right arm to the inside of the right knee. Sit back on your left bum cheek and your right bum cheek and see if you can hold onto the whole undercarriage of your left foot. If that's not happening for you, use your strap or your hand towel and use it as a prop. Play where you're comfortable. Keep extending. Try not to round out, so try to give me a long line through the spine. Keep sending energy out through that left heel. Come back towards the midline of the body. Give me a little shake out. We're going to rinse and repeat on the other side. So you're going to gently bend the left knee, hug the left leg with the left arm and float the right arm behind. Open up. Try not to lean into that back arm. So give me soft fingertips connected to the mat. Soft through that back shoulder. Keep opening up. Keep bracing into your supported heel. Big breath in. Change the cross. Opposite arm to leg. Find your twist. Left fingertips just behind your left hip bone and keep lifting through the spine. Inhale, come back towards the midline of the body. Come back into position 1. So same arm to leg. Look over that right shoulder. Then extend the left arm out in front of you, not behind that leg, so on the inside of the left knee. Drop your fingertips to the mat and look over the back shoulder. Stay or bend that left elbow, turn the arm away from you. See if you can come into the bind, either loose or holding onto your wrist line. Keep opening up through that back shoulder. Keep lengthening through your spine. Keep rooting through your supportive foot. Come back towards the midline of the body. Shake it out if you need to. Come back into position 1. Drop to a fisted line. Remember, don't lean back. Look forward as if you were trying to bring your chin over your toes. Push down through the hands and lean the body weight forward. See if you can bring that right leg up off the mat. You're using the top of your thigh muscle, your inner thigh, and your lower abs on the right. Then push the leg away. See if you can grab opposite hand to toe. Sit your body weight back. Bring the arm to the inside of the left knee. See if you can give me a wrap around, giving me a modified Crouchasana. Use the strap if you need to, or use your hand towel if you need to. Play where you're comfortable. Give me 5 breaths here. Release. Give me a little shake out. Bend the right knee. Brace around the foot. You can use the strap if you need to. And try to tuck as much of the knee into your armpit as you can. I'm going to give you a front view. So you're sitting up nice and straight, bending the right knee. Think of it as a seated happy baby, but a one-legged happy baby. And you're trying to tuck that knee as close towards your right armpit as you can. Shake it up and take it to the other side. So tuck into the armpit and keep lengthening through your crown. Keep bracing into your supportive foot. Shake it out. Come back to side 1. We're just going to, this is just a prep phase, so we're just opening up through the hips and the groin. Shake it out. Take it to the other side. Tuck in, sit up nice and tall. Shake it out. Come back to side 1, ready to play. We're going to take it into arrow. Pretend that you're an archer and you've just loaded that arrow into your bow. Hold on to your right foot with your right arm and extend the left arm out in front. Keep sending energy out through your heel on your supportive side. Take a big breath in, and on the exhale, fire the arrow and extend your arm behind you. So you're getting me a long line through the left arm to the right heel. Inhale, come back. Lock and load. Exhale, fire your arrow. Inhale, come back. Exhale, fire. Let's try that on the other side. Check it out. Sit up nice and tall. Lock your arrow into position on the left. So you're holding onto the left foot with your left arm and your right arm is extended out. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, fire your arrow and think length through the limbs. Inhale, come back. Lock and load. Exhale, fire. Inhale, come back. Give me a nice ujjayi exhalation. Inhale, come back towards the center line of the body. Bring that leg down, shake it up. You're going to give me a little forward fold. Take a big breath in, bringing it into Paschimottanasana, folding forward, thinking nose to knee. If holding onto the feet is not an option, grab your hand towel or your strap, feed it around between the balls and the heels of your feet. Float your elbows wide and fold forward, thinking nose to knee. Don't fight the stretch. So come down as much as your body wants to play. Try not to get into a wrestling match with your legs, so try to soften the spine. Close your eyes, take your focus in. Think of your spine as being a beautiful, long, elastic bungee cord. I'm grabbing hold of the crown of the head and pulling you forward. As I do that, I want you to visualize the spaces between your vertebrae opening up. Think of that elastic cord. As you visualize those spaces between your vertebrae, that gives you leverage to come closer to your knees. So play where you're at, but don't fight the stretch. Breathe. Give me at least 5 more breaths here. Wiggle the legs out if you need to. Play with the movement. Peel back up along the midline of the body. Open up your legs. Make sure you've got a runway behind you. We're going to roll it down to come into a supine butterfly. Feet are more or less hip-width distance apart. Arms are extended out in front of you. Palms looking in towards the center line. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, nod your chin to your chest and start rounding out your spine in a C curve. Keep looking towards your belly button. Zipper up on the inner thighs. Pull up strongly from the pelvic floor. As soon as you feel your lower back connect to the mat, bend the knees, connect the soles of the feet, and drop the arms at your sides, palms down. Bring the soles of your feet together and flop the knees out, tucking your perineum in as close to your foot line as you can, coming into a supine butterfly with a little space between your lower back and the mat. Place your right hand over your belly button and place the left hand on your chest. Close your eyes and take your focus in. We're going to do some deep breathing here. As you inhale, I want you to allow your belly button to balloon up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, think of your belly button imprinting into the mat. As you breathe in, belly comes up. Exhale to tuck down. Close your eyes, take your focus in, make sure your shoulders are heavy into the mat. Visualize a little balloon through your belly as you exhale. Think of that balloon deflating and your bottom rib cage imprinting into the mat. Inhale to open up, exhale to allow it to drop. Give me at least 3 or 4 more breaths here, playing with your breath cycle. As you complete your last breath cycle, without opening the eyes, bring the knees together and drop the soles of the feet to the floor. Drop the arms at your sides, palms down into the mat. You've got a neutral spine position, little space between your lower back and the mat. Take a big breath in, and on the exhale, tilt your pelvis to the 12 o'clock position so that your lower spine imprints into the mat. Inhale, come back to neutral spine. You're going to rinse and repeat. So you're playing between neutral spine and a 12 o'clock position. Think of this almost as being a supine cat-cow. Every time you exhale, round up, pull up the pelvic floor, drop in the diaphragm, nod your chin softly towards the chest, then release the chin lock, the diaphragm lock, and the pelvic floor to open up. So you're just doing from a supine position what you were doing earlier on from the 4-point kneeling frame. Just keep the chin nod really small, focusing on relaxing and releasing your lower spine into the mat. Give me 1 more cycle. As you complete your last cycle, find your way back to neutral spine. Hug both knees in towards your chest and just gently cradle rock your lower spine out by softly interlacing the hands around your shins and rocking your body weight side to side. Let's find a little fetal pose from here. By floating your right arm overhead to the mat behind you, roll over onto the right side of the body, reposition yourself on the mat if you need to. You're using your bottom arm as a pillow, the knees are softly drawn up, and your left hand is pressed palm down into the mat. Keep your whole body and your breath totally soft, relaxed, and pliant. Use this as a little bit of a regroup. Make sure that you're giving your breath and your blood pressure just a chance to stabilize. Hold Parsvagarbhasana, or your little fetal pose, for at least 2 more gentle breath cycles. Then we're going to find our way into a seated frame on the mat. When you're ready, push into that left palm and gently push up. Find a seat on the mat that works for you, either Sukhasana, just in easy sitting, half lotus, Ardha Padmasana, or full lotus Padmasana. Pick what works for you. Close your eyes, take your focus in, and float your hands into a gentle prayer in front of your heart. Make sure that you're giving me a long line through the spine. Float those elbows weightlessly up to the ceiling and think of that length and that lightness in the body. Take a moment to just thank yourself for making time to come out and play. Thank you so much for sharing your amazing energy. Namaste to you all. Have an amazing day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, same time for Pilates. You don't want to miss out. It's an awesome set. Please remember to give me a for your friends. We're trying to spread the word as fast as we can. Remember to give me a comment. So just use the little comments box, the display on the screen. And remember, please remember that you have to subscribe to this on. I'm going to be driving everything through this subscription on YouTube. So you'll see that there's a little red subscribe button below the display screen. Also towards the bottom edge of the right hand corner of your screen, if you scroll over, you'll see that it also morphs into a subscribe button, so that you can click there if you like. Please, please, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel if you haven't yet done so. Have an amazing day, guys. See you tomorrow, same time. Namaste.